Hey there, flower friends. It is November 10th and we just had our first frost yesterday. I can't believe it. It is about 3 weeks later than the average first frost date. So everything has died back, which means I finally can really get going on stuff. I've kind of been procrastinating a little bit. So I'm going to clean up some of these beds, pull out these dahlias, and move that soil over to my raised beds to finish planting my bulbs. And yeah, we're going to be doing fall cleanup today. So very excited to kind of get on to the next phase and get those bulbs planted out because they are taking up way too much space in my foyer. So last year when I grew dahlias just for fun, I grew them using the Florida weave staking method, I guess, where you do a line of stakes and then you weave twine in between. That was amazing. This year I tried the netting. Terrible. Would not recommend. Let's see how these tubers are doing. Oh dang. Wow. I don't even know if I'm going to have to buy any tubers next year. Wow. Nice. I think I'm just going to divide these now. Wing it. So we're looking for an eye, at least one eye, which is going to come around this connection to this main branch, an intact neck, and an intact tuber. So those are the three parts that you need, and you can see the eyes, they just look like little lumps. So I just honestly cut into this main thing and kind of just try to crack them off. And you want tubers that are at least the size of a AA battery or the width of your finger. Anything smaller is probably going to shrivel up and die. I was worried that digging in fall, a lot of people say that you can't see the eyes, but it's really just this, it looks kind of like warty, this little warty knobby section that connects onto this main branch. And as long as you get one, you're good. And honestly, there's usually quite a few. And I just snap them off. That seems to be the cleanest way for me. So this big nasty one, that's the mother tuber, and that's not going to be viable. This one I'm a little bit worried I'm worried I don't have an eye, and there's all kinds of eyes on there. Yeah, so let's see here. Teddy started with one, and I got 6 decent sized ones. I'm going to leave the rest, it's too much of a pain. So yeah, great return on investment. Just a reminder, I have not tested this method, so it may not work. So try at your own risk. So how I'm staying organized is, like I said, Short Island dahlias, they all come with a label. So I'm going to put these in a paper bag, and I'm going to put some pine shavings in there and call it good. You could put a fungicide or a bleach solution on the cuts to prevent disease, but I'm not going to do that. And honestly, you could wash them off, but why? Then we'll go ahead and add these pine shavings. This I get from the feed store. This is what we use for our chickens bedding, and it's a really great bang for your buck. I think it's less than $15 for 100 cubic yards, or feet, or whatever, liters. And it's really great too because it makes your compost really good. I struggle to have a lot of brown material for my compost, and this helps a lot. Alright, there we go. Some of my dahlias really didn't produce anything this year, which was really disappointing. Look at this one. Ooh, bug in my neck. The mother tuber has shriveled up and died, and this is all I get. And this is all that the plant produced. So is Nettie. What the heck is going on with this one? Look at that. This one's kind of got some weird bumps on it. Kind of almost looks like that could be gall. I'm gonna have to look that up. Internet says it's not gall, so I don't know. This one's Picasso. I didn't love it that much, honestly, and it was pretty late to produce, but I'll still save it, I think. This one is Ryan C. That's a really great one. I love the color on it. The variation is really fun. The purple color is just so deep and dark and good. So Not too many tubers on here, which makes me a little bit sad. But we'll do what we can to save them. This one is Diva. I love the color on that one. That one was a fun one. Oops. Just a few tubers on there. You know, I had quite a few that just like failed to thrive. Look at this one. I wonder if you can see it from there. This like grew 3 little tiny sprouts and didn't do anything. That was lights out. Let's see. Yeah, it didn't even grow any tubers. So, I don't know, it's kind of disappointing. I think next year I'm going to try a different method. I'm not going to grow all the dahlias. I'm going to grow a bunch of a few instead of a few of a bunch. It'll make it a lot easier to keep things organized and to make full bouquets with like coordinated colors. So that's what I'm going to do next year. Here's it gets crazy. I wonder if they call that because, look at that. I have not ever seen dahlias that do this. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Alright, we're to Missy Sue and Win. She grew super tall this year, so let's see how many tubers we got. I'm really excited to see what we got here. Oh yeah, pretty good. Alright, here's Touche. And, you know, see how it's throwing up a bunch of stems? Anytime you see that there's a bunch of little stems coming up, that's usually one of the signs of crown gall. So, I'm gonna just throw that away. Oh, it feels good to get that all cleaned up. Now it's just time to finish dividing and sorting, and then I can finally plant my bulbs. This year, by far, my most prolific bloomer was my mystery dahlia, which I thought was Gets Perfection, but now I'm kind of leaning towards like Michaela Miranda. I still don't really know what it is, but this is the pile of tubers. So that's the thing, you just gotta have more of less. I gotta say, I never expected how just essential cardboard and paper would be for this business. You can use cardboard to smother the weeds, but it also comes in really handy for storing stuff. So I have a cardboard stash, and I'm not embarrassed about it because it is so useful. My friend and I went out to eat, and we looked behind the restaurant, and there's like a bunch of cardboard. Look at all that cardboard. What is your obsession with cardboard? It's really useful. Overall, I'm really happy with how my tubers are doing. Just a little bit of loss, but not too bad. Here's the foyer. This is where I do my seed starting, and yeah, I got Lysianthus that really, I don't know what to do with them. They're so slow growing, so I think it's too cold to plant them out, but then it's, I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, I got my bulbs I still need to plant, but here's all of the dahlias. So I went through and counted how many of each bulb I have, marked that on the bag, labeled the bags, and then there's a few that are still in clumps, but I'm not going to deal with them. So these are going to hang out here. 67 degrees in here. It's kind of cold, and I can close up these French doors, so. So that was a pretty decent haul of tubers that I harvested and divided that, you know, I've got about 4.5 times as many tubers as I started with, which is really cool. And something I'm going to do a little bit differently next year is more of the same. Less of more and more of the same. The other thing that I want to do is get those varieties that are really hyped up on Instagram. So this year, you know, it was great to build up my stock, get that variety going, but it wasn't great because, you know, I'm going to be conservative here because we had a really bad year, so I'm going to build in a kind of conservative estimate. A dahlia is going to give you 6 stems a year, maybe, you know, 6 to 8. It could be more, it could be less, but you know, we'll average it at that. But that's going to be over, you know, I mean, how many weeks do dahlias bloom for you? My dahlias bloomed for like 8 weeks. So 6 stems for 8 weeks, right, is how many one plant's going to produce. So you're maybe going to get 1 stem a week from that plant. If you have one of each variety, you're going to have a whole hodgepodge of colors going on. This first year was great because I kind of got to get started, see which ones I like, see which ones I didn't. I'm going to invest more in the ones that I do like, and the ones that I don't are going to get culled. But this next year, I'm also going to order new tubers because I need to build up my stock on those really in-demand flowers. So a lot of my tubers came from larger growers like Eden Brothers or you know, Swan Island dahlias. Their dahlias are pretty great, but a lot of them didn't produce anything, so I've lost some of those ones that I really wanted to keep. But you know, I'm going to go with the small growers, even though they're quite a bit more expensive for the tubers, because I have heard that when you buy from those big box stores, the quality just kind of isn't there. Like my cafe au lait kind of was very wonky this year, and you know, I have heard, I don't know if this is true, that it's because it came from a bigger grower. My cafe au lait came from Walmart, so you know, I heard someone who had a big box cafe au lait and had a small scale cafe au lait, and they looked completely different. It's more expensive, but you're supporting a smaller farm and you're getting a better quality item. So that's why I decided to go smaller this year. I was about to buy a whole bunch of dahlias from Longfield Gardens, and I nixed that. So I was able to snag some awesome tubers. So we'll run through those real quick. I got Black Satin, which is going to be so awesome. I love those dark colors. I know a lot of people don't like reds. I'm a red girl, and you know what? People buy the reds when I put them out at the stand, so maybe it's just my area we like red, I don't know. That one is a nice ball style dahlia. And then I got a decorative dahlia that's a very similar color. It's called Black Magic, and that'll be nice together, right? And then that's going to be awesome for fall colors. And then the other thing that's going to be really awesome for colors is Bracken Sarah. So that's a fun kind of peachy, yellowy, orangey color. Like imagine those dark colors with that. It's a good autumn color. That one is a ball as well. Then I got Caitlin's Joy, which is kind of one of those pinky, peachy ones that kind of transition throughout the year, so I think that will be a really good addition. I got Crichton Honey, which is a nice, you know, peachy, yellowy kind of one as well. So that one seems like it'll be flexible between, you know, kind of the more fall colors or kind of keeping it more like sunset. And then I also got Creamy, because I don't have any yellow ones. None of my yellow ones made enough tubers that were salvageable to have that stock going. So we need more yellow. So all of those are balls. And then I also got Joey Winnie, which is one of those ones that is highly sought after. So I'm excited to have that. I think that'll be a really good color. And then I also got Rock Run Ashley, which comes highly recommended as a very dependable, very requested, very in-demand color and dahlia. So that'll be a really good addition. I also got Peaches and Cream, which is different, I guess, than Peaches and Cream. Wow, those tubers, yeah, they're $18 a piece. But you know what? I got 3 of them because I need to have, you know, 3 of them at a time to kind of try to make a decent bouquet. And that one is so popular, very sought after, very hard to get your hands on, you know. So I woke up very early on a market day to get these. So I'm excited. I also got Lilac Time, which I believe is a dinner plate dahlia, because I need more purples. Always need more purples here on my farm. So gotta buy those. And then I also got Sweet Natalie, which, you know, is a very highly recommended one. I think Florette recommends that one a lot as well. So all together I got 33 tubers for $435. So if we, you know, do our estimate again, that'll be about 198 stems for next year, which will be about 2.5 bouquets a week of just those really fancy ones. And then when we add that in with the stock that I already have that's existing, I have 144 tubers now after I've divided them and dug them up. And I started with 31. So now I can estimate that, and again, this is conservative, that I will get 864 stems from those, which will be about 10 bouquets a week. So 10 plus 2.5. So, you know, that's 12 dahlia bouquets a week, which will be really awesome. Next year I think I'm going to do a dahlia subscription where it's just dahlias, because you know, dahlias don't have a very long vase life, and people who want dahlias want dahlias. They don't want other stuff, they want dahlias. So it'll be really good to have those just in their own, because you can make it really clear to people that, you know, dahlias are here for a fun time, not a long time. And we can just give people what they want, which is dahlias. But some people don't mind. Some people want some other flowers, so we'll have some variety there. That is my plan. I'm so happy to have those fancy ones, because now I feel like I'm going to be cool, and I'm going to be like, oh yeah, check out my Instagram. Look at this cool dahlia that everybody wants. So I'm cool now. Am I? Do you think I'm cool? That is it. We're going to have lots of dahlias next year, which will be awesome. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.